Zheng He was a remarkable explorer. He led enormous ships across the sea. He traveled farther than any Chinese sailor before him. Zheng He's voyages changed the world, showing China's might and making new friends. He opened up trade routes to the west. He brought back amazing treasures and stories. Today we remember Zheng He as a symbol of China's seafaring past. Zheng He wasn't born a sailor. He was born in the picturesque province of Yunnan, a landlocked region known for its stunning landscapes and rich cultural heritage. Nestled among the mountains and far from the bustling coastal cities, Yunnan was a place where traditions ran deep and life moved at a slower pace. He was born in Yunnan, far from the sea. The province's lush greenery and serene environment provided a perfect backdrop for a peaceful childhood. Zheng He, originally named He, spent his early years exploring the rolling hills and vibrant villages of his homeland. His family was Muslim, and he had a happy childhood. His family, devout Muslims, instilled in him values of faith, resilience, and curiosity. They lived in a close-knit community where everyone knew each other, and the bonds of family and friendship were strong. But when he was young, war came to Yunnan. The tranquility of his early years was shattered when the Ming army invaded Yunnan. The once peaceful villages were thrown into chaos as soldiers marched through the streets, and the sounds of conflict echoed through the valleys. The Ming army took over and Zheng He was captured. At a tender age, he was taken prisoner by the Ming forces. This traumatic event marked the end of his carefree childhood and the beginning of a new, challenging chapter in his life. He was only a young boy, but he was strong and smart. Despite the hardships, Zheng He showed remarkable resilience. He was determined to survive and adapt to his new circumstances. His intelligence and strength did not go unnoticed by his captors. He learned about the world outside Yunnan. Under the Ming dynasty, he received an education that broadened his horizons. He learned about geography, history, and the vast world beyond the mountains of Yunnan. This knowledge sparked a deep curiosity and a desire to explore. He became a soldier and served the Ming emperor well. As he grew older, Zheng He joined the Ming military. His skills and loyalty earned him the trust of the emperor. He rose through the ranks, eventually becoming a key figure in the Ming dynasty's naval expeditions. His journey from a boy in Yunnan to a renowned admiral is a testament to his extraordinary resilience and ambition. The Ming emperor saw Zheng He's potential. He recognized that Zheng He was not just a capable sailor but also a man of great vision and leadership. The emperor knew that to expand China's influence and establish new trade routes, he needed someone with exceptional skills and unwavering loyalty. He made him an admiral, a position of great honor and responsibility. This was no ordinary promotion. It was a testament to Zheng He's abilities and the trust the emperor placed in him, and gave him a very important task, a mission that would change the course of history. Zheng He was to lead a series of naval expeditions to explore distant lands, establish diplomatic relations, and bring back valuable knowledge and treasures, to explore the world and make new friends for China. These expeditions were not just about exploration, they were about building bridges between cultures and fostering mutual respect and understanding. Zheng He was the perfect man for the job. His charisma and diplomatic skills made him an excellent ambassador for China. He was able to win the trust and admiration of foreign leaders, paving the way for fruitful alliances. He set sail from China in 1405. The preparations for this monumental journey were meticulous, involving the construction of some of the largest and most advanced ships of the time. His fleet was massive, with hundreds of ships and thousands of men. This was not just a voyage, it was a floating city, complete with everything needed for long-term exploration and survival. They sailed to Southeast Asia, navigating through the complex network of islands and treacherous waters. Each stop was an opportunity to learn, trade, and establish new connections. India, the Middle East, and even Africa. These journeys were unprecedented in scale and ambition, showcasing China's naval prowess and its desire to engage with the wider world. The legacy of Zheng He's voyages continues to inspire and remind us of the importance of exploration and cultural exchange. Zheng He's fleet was the most impressive the world had ever seen. The biggest ships were called treasure ships. They were longer than football fields and could carry huge amounts of cargo. These ships carried silks, porcelain, and other valuable goods. They also carried soldiers, diplomats, translators, and even doctors. Zheng He's fleet was like a floating city. Zheng He's missions were not about conquest or domination. He went to make friends, not enemies, fostering goodwill. He brought exquisite gifts for the rulers he met. He offered them a chance to trade with China, opening new avenues. Many countries welcomed Zheng He with open arms. They were impressed by China's power and generosity. Trade flourished between China and these new partners, enriching both sides. Zheng He's voyages were full of adventure. He faced storms, pirates, and even a giraffe. One story tells of how he brought back a giraffe from Africa as a gift for the emperor. The giraffe was a sensation in China. No one had ever seen anything like it. This shows how Zheng He's voyages brought new and wonderful things to China. Zheng He went on 7 great voyages, each more ambitious than the last. These expeditions, which took place during the early 15th century, were unprecedented in scale and scope. They were a testament to the ingenuity and maritime prowess of the Ming dynasty. Zheng He, a eunuch admiral of Muslim descent, commanded a fleet of colossal ships, some of which were said to be over 400 feet long. These ships, known as treasure ships, carried precious goods, diplomats and soldiers, showcasing China's wealth and power to the world. He explored the world and made China a powerful force. His voyages took him to Southeast Asia, South Asia, the Middle East, and even the eastern coast of Africa. Everywhere he went, he established diplomatic relations, traded goods, and collected tributes for the Chinese emperor. These journeys were not just about exploration, they were about establishing China's dominance and influence across the known world. The sheer scale of these expeditions was unmatched by any other nation at the time. But after he died, the voyages stopped. The reasons for this abrupt end are still debated by historians. Some believe it was due to the high costs and the strain on the empire's resources. Others argue that the political climate in China shifted, with new leaders who were more focused on internal affairs and less interested in maritime exploration. Whatever the reason, the Grand Fleet was dismantled, and the ships were left to decay. China turned inward, and the treasure ships were lost to history. The once mighty fleet that had sailed across the oceans was forgotten, and China's focus shifted to defending its borders and consolidating its power within. The maps and records of Zheng He's voyages were destroyed or lost, and for centuries, the memory of these grand expeditions faded from public consciousness. It was a significant turning point in Chinese history, marking the end of an era of outward exploration and the beginning of a period of isolation. Even though the voyages ended, Zheng He's legacy lives on. In modern times, his achievements have been rediscovered and celebrated. Monuments and statues have been erected in his honor, and his story is taught in schools as a symbol of China's rich maritime heritage. His voyages are seen as a golden age of Chinese exploration, a time when China was a leading global power with the capability to project its influence far beyond its borders. He showed the world China's strength and spirit of exploration. His voyages demonstrated the advanced shipbuilding and navigational skills of the Chinese, as well as their ability to undertake long and perilous journeys across uncharted waters. Zheng He's expeditions were a clear message to the world that China was a formidable force, capable of great feats of exploration and diplomacy. He is still remembered as a great admiral and a symbol of China's maritime heritage. His story continues to inspire new generations, reminding them of a time when China looked beyond its shores and engaged with the wider world. Zheng He's legacy is a testament to the enduring spirit of exploration and the pursuit of knowledge, qualities that remain relevant and important to this day.